Hi everyone. My name is Julian. I am from the class of 2020 at UMD, and I was in specifically, I believe, the 2018 fall FAST class. So it's been 4 years since I've taken FAST.
Why do you believe that students at UMD should take FAST?
I think that we all come from very different backgrounds, where some of us might be more connected to our Filipino culture, or others might not be as connected. And then the ways we experience our Filipino culture and Filipino-American culture is all very different. So being able to be in a space where we can share those experiences and really be able to understand what the holistic Filipino-American experience is like, I think is really critical to understanding our identity and coming to grips with it. Additionally, for students who are not Filipino American, I think it's really helpful to take the class too, because the Filipino American experience is one that it brings in a lot of ideas about colonialism, about balancing different identities and the challenges that we face being here in the United States. So I think it creates a lot of empathy that you can then share. I think that's why you should take the class, because it really for Filipino Americans helps you be able to better grapple with and navigate your identity. And then as a non-Filipino American, it just helps you better empathize with people.
What was your biggest takeaway from FAST?
My biggest takeaway from FAST, and I think this is something that GEM continues to teach, so this might be something you'll learn about more towards the end of the course. I think something impactful that GEM taught us is that it's not always the most critical thing, because inherently, for us being, not in the Philippines anymore, and being here in the United States, the ways we perform our culture, the ways we perform our identity is completely different to family and friends we have in the Philippines. We're not really authentic in the sense of, being Filipino, Filipino born and raised in the Philippines, but that doesn't mean that makes our Filipino American experience any less authentic. Always strive to be authentic is not always the most important thing, because I think if you try to stick to authenticity, it prevents you from really accepting all the different parts of your identity and all the influences that come and affect the different elements of a person, place, or thing.
How should Filipino American students connect with their culture at UMD?
For Filipino American students at UMD, what I would suggest is, there's not necessarily a one size fits all answer for everyone. In order to kind of find what's right for you, I think just always, be outgoing with other people who are Filipino American. Going to FCA, or even just going to cultural night, or you can go to FAST class, or you can just even have Filipino American friends on campus. Sometimes I was embarrassed about being Filipino, or I felt like, I wish that I was like, some other type of Asian, or like I was white or something like that. Being in a space where I had a professor who, really accepted his Filipino American identity, and, kind of could experience the same things that I was, and then having classmates who did as well. I think that's the most important thing that I got from the class was, feeling comfortable with my Filipino American identity. So I would encourage people to take the course just for that reason alone. One of the guys I met through FAST, Patrick, he came to visit me. Even though like we're across the country, we still keep in touch. He's just one of the many people that I met through FAST and still have a good relationship with, and I wouldn't have gotten that without the class. I'm very appreciative of all the connections that FAST has made for me, and really allowed me to accept who I am and the culture that I bring to the table.